Welcome back, baseball fans. Summer 69, 72, carryover league. We go back to the American League now with some 5-game eliminations. Let's get a summary of where we are in the tournament in the American League, with also a brief summation of the National League that wrapped up its second round. American League's had a better year than the National League. There are, in the overall standings, the American League is 7 better than a National, right there, +7. So, in the tournament, we saw in the American League, there's some really good teams still to play in the elimination round. But in the third round, we have a slate set up for the National League. These 4 teams are left, along with the 4 division leaders. These 4 teams will be competing for 2 wildcard spots. You have the number 8 Phillies playing San Francisco. 4 over 500. Philadelphia needs to win all 3 of those games. Number 7 Portland against number 6 Houston in a best of 3. It could be very competitive. As it turns out, if Portland knocks Houston out and they do it 2 straight, they actually would win that division. And Las Vegas over, where are they at? Oh, they're one of the division leaders. Yeah, Las Vegas lost to the Mets in the first round matchups. Las Vegas would fall in the second place and be the wild card team if that were to happen. But let's get to the American League. It's getting interesting here. The only series we've played thus far in this group right here, the only series we've played was this one. And Seattle, in a best of 5, clubbed the Expos 3-1, knocking the Expos completely out. But Seattle is in that wait-and-see mode. The famous win and need help. All the guys are in the clubhouse with the TV sets on, watching the other games, because they need some certain results to happen for them to get an invitation to the third round. You see, Seattle's just a game over 500, and that needs to be one of the 4 best records amongst these remaining teams. This is a number of games over 500 in the other matchups. Orioles White Sox, where the White Sox would need to win 4 to 1. There is a scenario if the Orioles win 2 straight games, the White Sox would be eliminated in a game under 500, so they're gone, but the Orioles would advance. And then in the Yankee-Kansas City series, the Mariners have to hope the Yankees sweep the Royals so that Kansas City is gone as well at 0 games. And then lastly, out west here, they're kind of rooting for Ohio to win this series 4-1, in which both these teams would be eliminated because Ohio's record would still be worse than Seattle's record. If all that happens, Seattle advances to the third round. So they're waiting by the phone. They got TV sets on for the commissioner to give them a call and give them a third round matchup. But today, we are here, Ohio and Oakland. There's one more team with stakes in this, and that is the Detroit Tigers. First place team played against the Angels. They're 2 under 500, but they're still currently in first place, as the Cleveland Indians were eliminated in the first round and the Expos were eliminated by the Mariners. This Ohio player team, if they beat Oakland 4 straight games and win that series 4-0, then these Ohio players simply win the American League North with a game under 500, and Detroit is done. Their season's over. So, Ohio needs to win all 4 games, the first 4 games. And as far as Seattle, they need for Ohio to go home, but they also need to take Oakland with them. If Ohio and Oakland are both eliminated, that gives a spot for Seattle. And then you could have the Orioles, Seattle against Kansas City, something like that. So they'd like Ohio to come close. Actually, if Ohio wins 4 to 1, eliminates the A's, eliminates themselves, a 4 to 1 for the Ohio players would win that series, you see. But at +3 would still put them 2 games under 500, and the Mariners are a game over 500. So really, Ohio has one method of advancing all the way to the third round. And actually, it's to go all the way to the playoffs with 4 straight wins. So, with all that being said, What happened in Game 1 in Oakland? Well, a matchup of aces. Don Wilson for Ohio, Vida Blue for Oakland. It is a nice performance by Vida Blue. A 4-hit shutout, 2 walks, 14 strikeouts. Don Wilson was trying to hang in there, giving up 1 run through 6 innings, but the A's batted around in the 7th. 4-0, Oakland beats the Ohio players, and there is no path for the Ohio players to advance to the 3rd round. But at this point, they can play spoiler, as the next time they lose, their season's officially over. But every game they win helps the Mariners give them a better chance of taking Oakland's spot in the playoffs. A's want to be done with this thing. They're 2 games over 500. They're ready to concede 1 loss, but they'd be fine with that. If they stay 2 over 500, they would technically be ahead of the Mariners for one of those invitations. It could be that the A's in 2nd place eliminate the Mariners in 3rd place. That's kind of like the prediction here. So, Game 2 in Oakland. For the Ohio players, it's Al Downing. And for the A's, it's number 3 starter Mike Torres. Let's get started. Leading off for Ohio is Dave Cash. 64 is the sky to center. Lou Klimchak, 69 single. Johnny Jeter, 1-6, double 1-7 is a double. 2nd and 3rd for Chuck Hinton, 36 is a walk, and Ohio has him loaded in the 1st for Willie Smith. 2-9, let's take a look at Willie Smith's card. He platooned at 1st with Ernie Banks with the Cubs, and was one of the expansion picks of the Ohio players. 2-9 is double 1-6, and that is a double. 2-run double, and Ohio is ahead early. 2nd and 3rd for Gene Clines. 3-12, unfortunately for Gene Clines, is a Lomax, and there's a runner at 3rd base who gets doubled off the bag. Well, that's a tough break if you're looking for the upset, but it's 2-0. Leading off for the A's, Gene Tennis, because of his high on-base percentage, is put in the leadoff spot. 38 is a walk. And this sets up Campaneris in the number 2 spot to, if he gets a ground ball B, he can steal 2nd, yada, yada, yada. That's why they have Campaneris batting 2nd instead of 1st. 1-3, Campaneris flies to right. Sal Bando, 1-8, double 1-7 is a double. 2nd and 3rd for Reggie Jackson. 39, let's take a look at Reggie's card. 39 against lefties is a strikeout for Reggie, but he hits 47 home runs with his 1969 card, and this is the last year of it. So I know the A's have a dynasty approaching, but they're really going to miss this Reggie card. And with 2 outs, it's Joe Rudy. 46, strikeout. Top of 2, Ike Brown leads it off, 2-9. Single to 1, lines out. J.C. Martin, 67 is a walk. Darryl Thomas, 210, pops to short. And Dave Cash, 311, strikes out. Bottom of 2, Angel Mangual, 110, short. J.L. Liu, 39, center. Chuck Harrison, 33, pops to short. Top of the 3rd, Lou Klimchak, 1-5, homer 1-12, double, it's a double. Johnny Jeter, 65, pops to 1st. Chuck Hinton, 67 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Willie Smith again. He pops to 2nd. It stays 2-zip. It's Dick Green, 2-8, K. Gene Tennis, 3-6 is a walk. Campaneris, 2-5. Campy, let's take a look at Campy's card. Yeah, that's a lot of home runs you're thinking. He did. He had 22 of them in 1970. Would never hit anywhere close to 20 again. No, I think I recall him hitting 10 again. But anyway, he had 22 home runs with this card in 1970, which would be pre-dynasty as well. Anyway, 2-5 is single to center field, and Tennis will hold at 2nd base. 2-on for Bando, 58, skies to center. And Reggie, 1-4, flies to right. We go to the 4th. Gene Clines. 33, pops the third. Ike Brown, 53, right X. Reggie's at 2E13 in right field, and he makes the play. J.C. Martin, 1-5, grounds the third. Bottom of the fourth, Joe Rudy, 49, triple 1-2, off Al Downing's card is a single. Angel Mangual, 2-5, let's take a look at Angel's card. 71A card, 286. Most of his damage you see against lefties, and this is one of them. 2-5, triple 1-5, and that is a 1 and a triple. He ends up dusting off his pants at third base, the tie run with nobody out. Then J. Alou steps in. 35, Alou walks. Runners on the corners for Chuck Harrison. 46 is a K. They're going to bring the infield up with Dick Green up here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. They don't want that tie run to score if they don't have to. Dick Green walks on 2-7. It's loaded for Tennis. Nowhere to put him. And they will play it back because he has no ground ball Bs on his card. So Gene Tennis, 1-3 is lefty question mark. This is Mangual to tie it. He's a 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that'll score him. With a terrible throwing arm of Gene Klein's, +3 in left field. So first and second with 2 outs in a tie game now, it's Bert Campaneris, 55, second C. All squared up at 2, going into the 5th. Daryl Thomas leads it off, 2-7, base hit. He's a C stealer. Tennis got a +2 arm. You know what? Daryl's going to try a stolen base, and he's in there on a 7. Aggressive move by the number 9 hitter. Dave Cash. I guess you can do things like that when you're 6 games under 500 and trying to get to the playoffs. Dave Cash, 64, center. Lou Klimchak, 1-9, double 1, base hit, and there's a run, 3-2. The aggressive Ohio players. Johnny Jeter, 69, 1-19, base hit. 2-1 for Chuck Hinton Witten, 2-6, base hit dot, loaded, 1 out, and Torres is falling apart here in the 5th. Willie Smith. They're going to play back for Willie. 48, off the Torres card, clean single on the center field. 1 run scores. Johnny Jeter is a 16 runner against the Mangual, -1 arm, is going to run, needs a 15 or lower, and he gets it. 2-run single. Starting to hear some boo birds here in Oakland as there's no stirring in the Oakland bullpen, and Chuck Hinton runs a third on the third of the plate there, and it's runners in the corner, still with 1 out, but they're going to bring the infield up for Gene Klein's in a 5-2 game. Gene Klein's 1-4, lefty question mark. Hinton, yeah, he'll try and run. Chuck Hinton is a 14 +2 is 16 runner. The throw, he scores in a sac fly, 6-2, 1 out, 2 outs. 1 man on, Ike Brown, 59, pops the second. Mike Torres lets his team down here in the 5th. 6-2. Sal Bando, 48. Double 1-14, double. Good news for the Seattle team, as Oakland's losing this game. Reggie, 2-7, we saw it earlier. He hit the column, double 1-6. Single a dot. Here come the A's, 6-3. Joe Rudy, 1-6. Let's take a look at Joe Rudy's card. Another pre-dynasty player card for Rudy. This is 366 plate appearances. He doesn't top this offensively anytime soon. His defense will get much better though. This is Homer 1-10, and that's a double. Reggie, with nobody out, will not risk the getting thrown out the plate, down 3 runs. So it's Angel Mangual, second and third, nobody out. Angel, 1-9, grounds the third. Now with 1 out, they're going to bring the infield up for JLU. 46 is a K, and with 2 outs, it's Chuck Harrison. 1-8, pops to first, same old Oakland A's that have been disappointing all year. Double, single, double, they get a run. Well, 6-3 in the 6th. J.C. Martin, 32, flies to right. Daryl Thomas, 39, is a fly to right. Dave Cash, 58 lines to short. Before we go to the bottom of the 6th, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Back on the Enlightenment train, folks. A real waker-upper. Bottom of the 6th. Dick Green, 1-6. Triple 1 to 6 doubles, a triple. Well, the A's have 2 triples and 2 doubles in the last couple innings. Maybe that's a sign they're waking up. Gene Tennis, 57 off Downing is a K. For Campaneers, got to bring it up A Bunner. 2-5, another base hit for Campy. That'll score the run. It's 6-4. Double A Steeler against J.C. Martin's got a -1 arm here. And Bando walks a lot. No sense stealing if the guy's going to walk. So he will hold for Bando at first as the tie run. 5-11 right X. Chuck Hinton is in right field. He's a 3-E9 in right, A3, E9, and it is a double off the right fielder. Second and third, 1 out. They're going to bring the infield up again for Reggie. 47 for Reggie's a K. And with 2 outs, it's Joe Rudy. 65's pop to short. Wow, that's a lot of extra base hits that don't score many runs, does it? They have 3 doubles, 2 triples, and they've stranded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men in the middle innings, and they're still losing 6-4 as we go to the 7th. Downing's been a pinata in these middle innings, but Torres gave a bunch of singles in that inning, and that's the difference. So, Lou Klimchak in the 7th. 2-7, lines the first. Jeter, 67, is a K. Chuck Hinton, 54, third X. This is Bando at 2 at third base, and he makes the play. Stretch time in Oakland. They want to come back, rally, and finish this series so they have a better chance of making the playoffs. Every win they get enhances their chances, and so they don't want to lose any games. Stretch time music, listening to the Inspiration Information Wings of Love double LP. Shuggy Otis, wonderful LP. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is Angel Mengual, 1-7, bounce to short. Jesus Alou, 5-10, short X. Daryl Thomas a 3, E38 at shortstop, and he makes the play. Chuck Harrison, 2-10, Chuck Harrison, double 1 single. And with 2 outs, the tie run is Mr. Green. Dick Green, 64, bouncer to third, Klimchak. A4, E33 at third base. A4, E33 at third, and it's an error. And here are the A's again. They put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 men on base. Have scored just 4 times. And Gene Tennis, the potential lead run against Al Downing, who's thrown about 130 pitches, I'm guessing, in this game. The pitch to Gene Tennis. 57 struck him out. At this point, Ohio would be advised to go to Mudcat Grant and Tom Hall at the back end of their bullpen to help them get a win. Mike Torres in the 8th. Oh boy. And they're going to pull Torres and try something different here. In the 8th inning, they're going to go with Gerald Nyman. He was a Chicago White Sox pitcher in '69. A's needed a couple lefties in the bullpen. They picked him up. So this will get Willie Smith out of the game, batting for Willie Smith. And they have a very weak bench against lefties. But they'll bring in Bill Robinson, the pinch hit here, against Gerald Nyman, a matchup for the ages. Bill Robinson, the pitch, 2-4, pops to short. And the first baseman now will be Ike Brown, can play first. Bill Robinson will move into the outfield, and Gene Clines will go to DH. Here is Gene Clines, 52, Sky's a center. and Ike Brown. 1-8 is a K. Nyman, 3 up and 3 down. Bottom of the 8th. They're doing it. They're hooking Downing, playing with fire through 7 innings. And they're going to go to Jim Mudcat Grant in the 8th inning. Looking for a 2-inning save, but they do have Tom Hall available too for matchup purposes. So, Mudcat Grant in the 8th with a 2-run lead. And before we go to the Zoilo Versace is going to come in and play third base for Luke Klimchak as well. So that improves their entire defense now. Trying to protect 2-run lead late against the A's. Campaneris, 2 for 4, leads off the 8th. 4-10, bouncer to third, the new defensive replacement. Zoilo, 3, E23 at third base. And he makes the play. Smart move to bring your defense in. You got the spark plug, Campaneris out. All right, Sal Bando, 68, pops to short. And with 2 outs, it's Reggie. 47 for Reggie's a base hit. He is a beast stealer. No reason to get thrown out here, down 2 runs. Joe Rudy, the tie run, comes to the plate. 110, Rudy with a base hit in the center. Reggie, if it's automatic, will go to third. Let's see, 16, 17, 18, he goes to third. Runners on the corners, no throw to third base. For Angel Mangual, who has power. Who would I pinch hit for? The only guy I would use bring in the pinch hit is Jose Tartable, who doesn't even have power. Or does Jim French. Or does John Donaldson. This Oakland team has some holes. They don't quite have a dynasty team, at least offensively, that I see. The pitching staff's there. But anyway, Angel Mangual, runners on the corners, 2 outs, trying to add to that list of left on base, which is going to approach 20. The pitch to Angel Mangual, 2-4, pops to third. So where are we today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 men have reached base, and 4 have scored in a 6-4 game in the 9th. Jerry Nyman, he'll continue. J.C. Martin leads off the 9th. 57 is a walk. Darryl Thomas, 2-9, 6-4, 3 double play. And Dave Cash, 1-8, Dave Cash skies the center. Bottom of the 9th, Mudcat Grant, 3 more outs to even the series and send it back to Ohio. It'll be Jesus Alou leading off in the bottom of the 9th. 49 off Mudcat is a bouncer to second. This is Dave Cash. Dave Cash was a Pirate Philly, but will play for the Ohio Players a nice chunk of time. They're not letting this kid go. 3-23. At second base, makes the play. Chuck Harrison. Batting for Chuck Harrison will be Jim French. Take a look at Jim French's card. Kind of an on-base machine. Something the Oakland team would have. Guys like Gene Tennis, Sal Bando, and this Jim French guy is a nice little addition to the team with those on bases. 1-8, lines to third, and with 2 outs, Dick Green. 1-4, Dick Green flies to left field. And another disappointing performance by the Oakland A's. Lost to the worst team left in the league at this point. They just can't get anything close to a dynasty. Dynasty? They just want to, advance to the next round of the tournament. And, yeah. Big drop-off for the Oakland A's this year. Can't figure it out. Offense has been, offense is putting up huge numbers, but they're not plating them. Gerald Nyman, a walk and a K. Not too shabby. Torres, 1 bad inning. That's all it took. 7 innings, 9 hits and 6 runs. Walked 2, struck out 3. Mudcat Grant with a nice little save there. A couple singles was it. Al Downing survives 7 tumultuous innings, giving up 11 hits, a bunch of extra base hits. The 4 runs in the middle innings, they were all earned. but he pitched his way out of the messes every single time. Walks 4, strikes out 8, 1019, 0108, 69413. All right, so a reset on the standings here. We'll go to the box. Good news from Seattle. They got step 1 for the Mariners' attempt to advance in this tournament has just been achieved, as Oakland does not get the 2-0 drubbing. So let's look at Oakland's stunningly mediocre year-to-date. The Oakland A's, they are 21 wins and 20 losses. They're hitting .255 with a .383 ERA. And some really unusual stats here. First of all, Vida Blue is 5-7, but hold on one second. His ERA, he's pitched 106 innings and has 8 complete games. His ERA is .246. So they're not helping old Vida out there. Catfish is having a nice year. With a .225 ERA. So to get this balloonish ERA, it's because the 3 and 4 starters, Mike Torres, who you just saw, and Jim Nash, who will pitch Game 4 in this series, are been awful. The bullpen's been awful. Offensively, they don't have anybody with 50 hits yet. Reggie's got 8 homers. 8 homers and 22 RBI. Walked 26 times, struck out 51 times. Campaneris does have 25 stolen bases, but it's not clicking. It's not clicking in Oakland. Meanwhile, the Mariners are win better. They're 22-21. Oakland's 21-20. So that's what you're seeing. Likely one or none of those teams goes to the third round, because the White Sox are also a game over 500. Ohio players, that's who we're looking for now. With this win, they resume their season being 5 games under 500. The Expos are 5 games under 500. Ohio's 5 games under. Cleveland's 9 games under. And those great Tigers of Detroit are 2 games under 500. So Ohio still, well, yeah, if they win the next 3 games, they'd be tied with Detroit, and believe it or not, Detroit wins the head-to-head tiebreaker. So it's kind of, if they do the remarkable and win the next 3 games, they still don't get the prize. These Ohio players are hitting .255 with a .465 ERA. Al Downing improved his record to 2-5. Doc Ellis is 0-6. Don Wilson was the lone All-Star. He's having a nice year. Don Wilson with a .309 ERA and a 7.5 record. Offensively, Chuck Hinton has normally been their offense. 2 off-season acquisitions, Gene Kleins and Johnny Jeter, battling for the team league in hitting. They're hitting .331 apiece. So that's what we have today from the American League. At the end of the video, I'll report how the series ends. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, it's all over in Game 3 at Ohio with the Ohio Players soundtrack at home. They got their season finished up in their own park. Catfish Hunter beats Doc Ellis. Doc Ellis would be winless. Terrible year. He fought hard, though. It was a 4-4 game late. We let Ellis continue into the 8th inning in a 4-4 tie just so the guy could compete for a win. He hadn't won a game all year. We wanted to leave him in there. Didn't work out. A's put 5 runs on the board in the 8th. A little sloppy 9th inning by Raleigh Fingers, who hadn't pitched in a while. Gave up a bunch of runs with a big lead. Sloppy finished, a 9-7 game. Catfish Hunter gets the win. A's win 2 out of 3. They go 2 over 500, and that puts kind of a damper on Seattle's hopes now. Now Seattle needs some help from the Orioles and Yankees if they want to continue their season. But the A's at 2 over 500 will most likely get a spot in the final dance, the final 3rd round of this tournament. Thanks for checking it out.